What do you mean by that?
The devil abides in these walls now. A good place for him, isn't it? A high cliff with no opportunities to escape. It's clever, very clever. We're all going to die, one after the other. Oh yes, and the boy shall be the first.
Brother, please.
I see fear in his eyes. The devil always begins with them. You know that, don't you? First the weak, and then...
I think that's enough.
Whatever you say. But one must always remain vigilant. Beware, mind you. He never takes his eyes off you. Oh yes, you never leave his sight.
I'll let you work in peace. Thank you for your time.
All right, it doesn't matter. Poor Clotilde.
Not even a trace of some evidence. The servants at the Abbey have been entrusted with keeping the stone floor clean. The gravestone of the donors who financed construction of the chapel. Saint Torquato, a bishop and martyr from the 1st century. This church is dedicated to him. He was a famous missionary. Beech. Due to the grain and colour, I'd say it came from the beechwood forest near the valley. And when I take a good look at the way the carving was done, it has all the marks of a left-handed carpenter, someone between 38 and 39 years old. It doesn't seem to be any common candle. It's very soft.
Master, what are you doing? Did you steal a liturgical object from a church altar?
Silence. Not a word. If you open your mouth one more time, I'll send you off to a giddio to muck out the stables. A wooden image of Cristo de los Faldones, highly revered in this region. This is the way down to the crypt. It's been locked with a key. The children born in the course of a year are baptized here. The baptism font. There's no water in it at the moment. It's only filled to celebrate the Paschal Vigil. Here is where one enters the chapter hall. It's locked. No one will be inside. It's the librarian's assistant, Brother Godfried.
What? Have you solved the mystery already?
Not yet. I've only gotten started.
In that case, I hope I can be of assistance to you.
Where can I get red ink?
Red ink? Oh, in the scriptorium, a second floor.
Thank you. It seems I will have to pull out all the stops in order to get into the scriptorium. May I ask you a few questions?
All right, but be brief.
According to what I've heard, you were one of the brothers who held the censer when Anselmo died.
Regretfully, yes. I had the misfortune to be there. A horrible sight. His body crushed by the gift from the abbot of San Nicodemo. His blood everywhere.
Spare yourself the details, brother. Just because I didn't see the body doesn't mean that I don't know what the fall of a large censer can do to a person. There. Do you believe that the censer crashing down was an accident?
I don't know. Nicholas, Igilio, and I were the only ones holding the censer. Oh!
What's happened?
The thought just occurred to me that perhaps it was all our fault.
In what way?
Oh, maybe Anselmo would still be alive if we had used a stronger rope. Oh, my God!
The abbot was there with Anselmo, wasn't he?
Oh, yes.
Could you hear what they were talking about?
I'm not sure, but if I remember correctly, I think that Anselmo told the abbot about the lights in the library.
Lights? What are you talking about?
Oh, they're there! You've just arrived, so you're not up to date on the rumors that have been circulating recently about the library here.
So that's what this is about. The abbot mentioned something to that effect, but he didn't want to go into detail.
I tell you, but I don't think the boy should hear anything about it.
And why not?
Well, what I'm going to say might give him nightmares.
He sleeps with me. I'll run the risk.
You know, it was only recently that from here you could see lights coming out of the library at night. Oh, and not only that, odd sounds were heard too.
Who saw them?
All you have to do is ask. Oh, yes, many claim to have seen the lights. Anselmo was one of them. You know who. He was the gatekeeper. That's why he was the last to go to bed.
You have some kind of theory about this?
Oh, and now the eerie part comes. I wanted to avoid having the child hear it. Many years ago, the librarian was found dead outside the edificium. Everything pointed to suicide, and as you yourself know, the Lord takes none to him who have forfeited the divine gift of life, which is why the librarian wasn't buried in the cemetery.
What does that have to do with the strange lights?
Don't you understand? It could be that it was the librarian's heartfelt wish to rest among his brothers in the cemetery. Therefore, his spirit shall wander eternally because he feels he has the right to rest near his brothers.
One moment. Are you telling me that a phantom is haunting the library?
Of course. What else could all that howling be that no one seems able to explain?
The howling of a soul that finds no peace.
Yes!
In that case, what do the lights mean?
That's the spirit's glowing aura.
Seriously, brother, do you truly believe what you're saying?
I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that, but I do believe there's some truth behind it. Lots of us do.
I have no more questions. That's all I wanted to know. For the moment. Go on. You're doing excellent work.
Thank you.
Brother Marcello is the illustrious librarian and eminent guardian of the rules. Brother.
Yes?
Can't you make an exception for me?
That would be unpermissible. It would be against the rules. I'm sorry, brother, but I believe I put it clearly.
Ah, a copyist. Remember how you had me write down? I must use my brain to think once. I had to write it down 100 times.
Tell me, Brother Marcello, what requirements must my novice fulfill to be accepted as an apprentice copyist?
Your novice? Are you talking about this novice?
Yes, he belongs to your order. Indeed, that's the very reason his father, the Count of Capra Negra, entrusted him to me. His dream is to become a magnificent copyist at the Abbey. Isn't that right, Bruno? Isn't that right, Bruno?
Huh. Yes.
Well,
There's no rule that prohibits an apprentice from being allowed to enter the second floor, is there?
true, there isn't.
Fabulous, brother. He's going to become an accomplished copyist. Tell me, please, what does my novice need in order to be accepted as an apprentice copyist?
Well then, he has to copy a page from a book. The first page of Hortus Tuus. Naturally, the copy must be a translation into Latin, because the original was written in Greek.